All right, guys, what's going on? I am back at it. Eric Notowski here. I'm your humble host. We're drawing Gannon from Shadow Sentry, part 2. Today, this is the second drawing of this guy today. I'm going to do some veins right here real quick. Let's beef up these babies. Beef them up. This is my good old jelly roll. That works. That works. What's going on, guys? Hey, howdy. 2 viewers. Let me check the chat. Nothing yet. But yeah. Welcome back if you caught the earlier stream. But so far, so check it out. Here's where we're at. This is what I got done in an hour and a half this morning. Got that, but we still got all this to go. So it's 11 by 17. So there's just tons to do here. So I think for now, I have about an hour before we have to run. Got to get my kiddo to basketball practice. So I think I want to focus here. So let me do this. I'm going to move this down so we're kind of centered on that. There we go. The hard thing with 11 by 17 is it's just so hard to get the whole thing in the frame. So I actually moved my camera sideways, or the camera stand anyway. Normally it's up top, but because this is so stinking large, it's better to go from the side. So where am I going to put all these pens now? Where? Oh, where? They're going over here next to me in my chair. That's where they're going to go. Okay, so here is this. Well, I'm doing a gun, so actually I don't really need. So we'll do the 8. We'll do the 8. And wait, let me turn this light on real quick. This will help, maybe. Yeah, it's a little better there. All right, so let's ink this hand. This is my 8 micron. It's good to look at it this way. This is a little more natural. Bottom of the gun here. Some knuckles. All right. So Gannon's got the old school gloves. I don't know why. I'm old school, so he's got like the gloves with the knuckles popped out and like this thing over here. It's old school. I'm just, I'm old school. What can I say? I remember these gloves. I think I probably owned a pair back in the day. These were like I don't think they were like Michael Jackson gloves, but they were like the punk rocker gloves of the 80s, early 90s. But that's just what they were. They were that cool, I'm a gangster kind of glove. So that's what Gannon is rocking, just because he's old school. I don't know where he bought them. I'm assuming Amazon, but who knows? The thing is that he is rocking them, and he rocks them well. So can't, get on a dude for trying. He's got the straps on his arm, just cause. Just the bandages, because he's cool. All right, so it'll be important to mimic this kind of look up here on these bandages. That's important. Keep the consistency flowing. I know I used a 5 micron on that, so I'll just go back to that. Won't forget to add the chopped off fingers either. I did that earlier. But whiteout saved the day. Look at that. I kind of just went all the way here. This one I caught it before that, but I just went all the way, and then I had to remember I'm chopping off the fingers there on the glove. All right, so while I'm in the frame of mind, and I know what I did there, I'm going to go back to my 5. So pretty much same idea. I do a line of kind of like closer lines, makes it more darker. All right, I'm going to carry this through the entire thing. If I want to go a little darker, I just bring them closer together, and then I'm going to like feather these up. And where the two overlap, it's going to get even darker. I just try and keep them similar in look and distance, but I can kind of do a little Travis Charest effect and add some little lines in there. Or I should say Richard Friend. He did some great inks on Travis Charest's Wildcat stuff. Awesome stuff. He posted them a little bit ago on Instagram, actually. You should check that out. He was telling the story how he landed the gig inking over Travis on the Wildcats. It's kind of like a bit of luck, a little bit of just seizing the moment, just going for it, submitting samples and just being like, yo, check me out. I could do this. I could do this. So, yeah, man, I really like Richard Friend, his inks. I think, I don't know if it was Steampunk, because he inked over Chris Bacalo on Steampunk, which was awesome. I really like Chris Bacalo's stuff. And he did some great inks on Steampunk with him. I was at the library just yesterday? No. Maybe. I don't know. We went there because it was so hot. We wanted to get out of the heat. And they have air conditioning. So we're like, you know what? We're going to go to the AC, get out of this heat. And anyway, I actually, this is where I sketched this. I sketched this at the library. Got some done, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to the teen section and check out all the like collected editions and stuff. I won't call it a graphic novel because it's, you know, it's a trade paperback basically. But they had, what was it? I grabbed, it was Chris Bacalo. He was doing Spider-Man. What was it? I grabbed so many books. I grabbed some Star Wars. I grabbed some Spider-Man, some Savage Spider-Man. Grabbed old school X-Men, Age of Apocalypse, and then something. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I was looking through. Chris Bacalo was, you know, doing the pencils and stuff. But I'm looking through, and it's like, oh, it was this huge, giant-sized Moon Knight. And it was just like a collection. It was like an anthology, a whole bunch of different stories, different artists. And Chris Bacalo was doing one. And I'm like looking at it. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm like, what is this? I mean, like numerous panels. I'm like, what the heck am I looking at? So I just, you know, when an inker like has to work on that and like kind of decipher like, what the hell is this? Like, I just have mad props for him because like when they do a really good job, like Townsend or Friend, it's like, man, you guys do some great stuff. And then the colorists, like they got to come in and even, you know, go another layer deeper and just kind of figure out what's what. And geez, man. But anyway, I really like Bacalo's stuff because it is so different. And yeah, just it's cool, you know, when you can figure out what the heck's going on. But yeah. So there's that. Let me see here. I think I have. Let me find it. As long as I didn't put it away, but I should have it. Dun 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 dun. Got to give you an example. Here we go. Here it is, right here. All right. So those of you who don't know, about the steampunk. Here is steampunk Manimatron. I've shown this before, but I mean, you know, that's just cool. Anyway, Richard Friend inked this. But there's just, I mean, his layouts are awesome. You know, you kind of have that huge follow through. You're just like traveling through the whole panel, how he lays it out. Yeah, cool stuff. But there are panels where you're just like, what in the what? What is this? It doesn't happen super often here, but it does happen. I feel like it always happens with Chris Boccolo and his work. But let me see if I can find an example. And I think it's probably stuff like this, where it's like almost like a close-up, and he's showing you something, and it's like you got to kind of like know, oh, there's a little bit of a silhouette for the dude's face, but it's kind of stuff like this. This is okay, but like there's other stuff. It's like the close-ups, like so in the Moon Knight, this girl that the Moon Knight is with, which it was like a different iteration of the Moon Knight. To be honest, it was like a different character. But him and this girl, they get sucked into this monster's mouth, and it's just close-ups of them like rolling around in the dude's mouth, and you're like, "What the heck am I looking at?" Like you can't. Some of the panels, I just could not figure it out. Anyway, this is Richard Friend inking Chris Boccolo. This is fun stuff, man, and like just the detail. The different, you know, all this animatronic stuff just floating around the panel for whatever reason. Just looks so cool. But this is probably my favorite Chris Boccolo stuff right here. They didn't finish the story, unfortunately, but they got pretty far, and it was just a really fun story. Great characters. You got this dude. This was, oh, they didn't even show him. What's his name? Faust. Yeah, Faust with this cool sword. He's awesome looking. Then you got the crazy Lord Absinthe. That's him. So really, really cool, memorable stuff. You got the love story worked in there. Good stuff if you've never read it. There's a cool double page spread. And Joe Kelly, the writer, he kind of weaves in like this historical stuff, which, you know, is very believable. And like quotes and stuff, it's probably all made up, but this is really fun. Anyway, here's another one of these panels. It's like you're just traveling through the city, and it's all one big cohesive panel. It's very cool. Chris Boccolo, love your stuff, bro. And this is one of two trade paperbacks. I have number 2, but that one is locked away because it's got a signature from Chris Boccolo, and I think he drew a picture in there too. Or, no, maybe he drew the picture separate. I'm trying to remember now. He signed that one. May have sent. I think he sent a picture along with it because I actually ordered it directly from him, so that was kind of rad. And I exchanged art with him. I gave him an image I drew of steampunk and just said, "Hey man, thank you, love your work," and I drew a little picture for him. And then he sent me back a picture of his own. Pretty rad. Okay, let's ink this junk. How did we get on that topic? I don't know, but Richard Friend, good inker. Met him at a Comic-Con or two. He's a cool guy. Excited about if he ever does his Blaster Kid. That would be cool. All right, so I'm trying to work out my veins in this hand here. I'm trying to go from glove to regular to make it look correct. Make it look cool. All right, let's draw a little thing here. Just cause some cool little lines down here, just cause. All right, let's go up here. All right, where's my straight edge? So this is a retractable stock, which I don't know. I like drawing retractable stocks. I don't even know if it's a real thing on a submachine gun. I think it is, but you know, it's fiction. We can make it up. It's okay. All right. Again, I forgot to do the what's it called? Where the bullet flies out. Can't think of it, but I forgot to do it on here too. Forgot to do it over there. Forgot to do it on here. I didn't sketch it in there, but it's okay. We're gonna draw it right now. So we're gonna put it here. We're gonna go up here. I like to do my guns in sections. Kind of switch it up so it's not just flat. You can do flat, but flat's not super exciting, you know? You could do super flat, super uninteresting. You could do that. But I like to do my guns like, you know, cool looking, like interesting. And so we're going to do a retractable stock. The port, the exit port? What do you call the thing where the bullet flies out? I'm like blanking on that. As you could tell, I haven't been to the range in a while. Speaking of which, I really want to get back to the range. I took my kids a bit ago, but it's been a bit since I've gone, and I want to do some more shooting. Ejection port. I think that's what I'm looking for. Ejection port. No one in the comments has commented, hey, dude, it's the ejection port. So maybe you guys don't know what it is either. Draw the, gotta make it realistic. Draw some, you know, screws and such. So we're gonna do some lines over here. All right. That's just because it looks cool. This is this part. Now, I did look up a reference for this submachine gun, but as long as it looks like you can recognize it, I don't want to go too crazy. I kind of go in between. I like to have it like semi-realistic and then totally just like whatever. A little bit of both. So I don't stick 100% to my reference on guns always. But I like to have a good, like, all right, this is an actual weapon. It looks like an actual thing. But then I could switch it up and kind of do my own thing. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate, is what I'm saying. It don't have to be. Because actually, if I did this correctly, this spot right here where the trigger would be actually down here. If I did it proper. But this is good enough for me. Okay, so this is going to come up here. This is going to come up about here. Here. I like to have my guns in sections. Compartmentalized sections here. Let's see, is that straight? That's better. Okay. All right, so yes, that, and then this. This is going to come up here. Okay. So I'm going to block it out, and then I'm going to shade it out. Blocking and shading. So actually, let's see. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. So a few more screws. Screws just add to the realism of it. Not saying that's where they go, but it could. It could. So yeah, I just go on Google real quick, look up some submachine guns. There's some really cool looking ones that are rad, but I opted for a more, again, I'm old school, so I opted for more of the old school look. The little handle here. All right, so on this, here's my marker. I'm just gonna go this. I'm gonna shade this whole thing out. Keeping some, a little bit for texture purposes, right? And then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Right, then watch me now. So let's make sure this is straight. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 3 into the 4. Here we go. Bam. So we're gonna go like that. Then to really sell it, bust out the whiteout. And go all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Catching the light there. Then I want to, let's see, we're going to pop this out, pop that out. Just really sell it. We're going all the way through. And then if I want to add some like little nubs. So these are like, like grippy parts popping off the sides. I'll just go like this. Oh, that's still wet. That's not going to work. Poopy. That's not going to be good for my nib. All right. We'll wipe it off here. All right, we're good. Just got to wipe it off real quick. I think it's gone. That could really mess up your nib. You don't want to get white out on your nib. All right, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit more. But I am going to just do like little scratches and marks here. Just kind of make it look like rough. Make it look rough. Okay, all right. Let's go back to sectioning off this guy here. 34 minutes in. So I got to be done at a little after 5 because we gotta eat and then we got to get to basketball practice at 6:25. All right, so let's see here. It's a good curve. I need a good curve for this magazine here. Let me see this. Let me see. Does this work? Yeah, that works pretty good. dry it a little bit before I move it. It's a little bit bigger. So with the new Aliens Romulus that came out, I went back and I watched Alien 1, the director's cut, and then I watched Aliens, but I'm still watching it. Haven't gotten through it yet. But yeah, I dig it, man. Aliens holds up a little bit more than Alien, but they're still not bad at all. I mean, as far as like the, you know, whatever special effects or whatever, but I still like Aliens more. But they're still really good. They're good movies. And then like Bishop, I really like Bishop from Aliens. I liked his character a lot. He's not the creepy android from the first one, Ash. But yeah, man, just fun stuff. But Aliens is like the right kind of sci-fi horror, whatever you want to call it. I dig it. I dig it. Okay. Let's do this. Now, same thing with the other gun. I'm going to make the muzzle like lighter because it's kind of getting washed out by the muzzle flare, you know. So I'm going to do this a little similar to that, but I think that's all I want to do. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I kind of would want to see it in color to figure out, because that's really all you need. You just need to add a little bit to show like, yeah, there's something there. But this is all going to get washed out. You'll have your orange and yellow and white and blah, blah, blah. But I am going to do some white out in the black effects to kind of set that off a little bit more. But I think that's all I want to do. I could do like some wispy lines, but I don't think you need it. Don't think you need it there. So I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to do some of these marks here. Let's do some of this. I like to just pick these pieces apart, and then I'm going to go in with a lot of black and just kind of, you know, do something cool. Let's go. Let's keep that. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. For the magazine, I always like to add some lines to the magazine. Just kind of makes it look cooler. It's not flat and just ugly. It's got some stuff to it. So let's go. I think I went this way actually. Get the line straight. Yes, like that. Go right that. Let's do that to the back side. All right. And then see. And I could get some reference for some cool magazine stuff, or I could make it up. But I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. Just a little bit. Make it look cool. Something to the bottom. Yada yada yada. Bada bada bada. So this is gonna be like that. This is gonna be like that. This is just me adding shadow to the little things because they're sticking up. Just kind of adding that stuff. Okay, now to add more of the black areas. Where's my black marker? Where did it go? There it is. All right, so this. So I want to keep it solid, but I also like to add some flavor to it by just, maybe leaving, I don't want it to be perfect. Like I want to leave a little bit of white showing through and stuff. It just kind of adds a little more, what's the term? Makes it look cooler. Makes it look more, I don't know. Gives it some more character, I guess you could say. More character to your weapons. All right, so that's that. I want to add some black over here. And then too, like, it helps with the dust and scratches, I guess you can call it. Like, this gun has been used, man. It's been used before. Let's make this black here. So I kind of like to just compartmentalize it and just make it look like different, sections or whatever, and just make it look cool. Again, realistic, but also comic booky, you could say. Want it to look like it's from a comic book. So I kind of let this chisel brush do the work for me as far as that stuff goes, but yeah, just kind of get some different textures, and again, not perfect, just cool looking. That's all I'm going for. Cool looking. So again, I'll get reference and I'll, look at what a real submachine gun looks like, and then I'll kind of like do my own thing. Have like the basic outline, but I could change a little bit, and then you just kind of, you're sticking within that mold, but also you're adding your own flavor to it. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect necessarily, that's how I like to do my weapons. It's like it's recognizable as a weapon. If I was doing like a space thing, like, I don't know, my space cowboy idea, I want those guns to be like wild and wacky and just look really cool, But here I'm going for realistic, but not, if that makes any kind of sense. All right, so I'm gonna, let's see. Then black here, black there. Make this all black, why not? I feel like when a gun is mostly black, it kind of stands out more. It just looks cooler for some reason. So I'm gonna kind of do like a something like that. And then on the back edge, this is going to be all black. It doesn't have to be perfect. And actually, sometimes when it's not perfect, it looks cooler. does. It's got this organic appeal to it. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. So let's go here, on here, here, and then something like that. This handle isn't really doing much for me, so I'm just gonna make that black. This is in shadow. Let's give it some more shadow. Cool. All right, and then a few more lines to just pick out the structure of it. This is the structure. So like the slide is going through this, right? So that keeps it in. So I want that to look like it's a little bit sticking out. So we make this look three-dimensional here on the bottom. And then we're going to go up here, add a ridge there, and then it's coming back to meet the top of the gun here. Right, so that's following through. Now it looks like it's popping out, right? So that's good. That something there. We're going to add some details here. And now here I'm just adding like kind of like that dust and scratches look. A lot of times weapons will have a lock of some sort here, so I'm just kind of adding that here just to make it look cool. Again, not perfect, but it's like, you know, if you know the typical parts of a weapon and then you could just like kind of throw them in, like this could be the, you know, ejection button for the magazine. Could be the lock or the safety, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, but as long as you know what it is and people can recognize that, like, all right, it's believable. I believe that that's a trigger right here. That's a trigger. All right, here comes my daughter. Here she comes. What's going on? What you need? She's good? Okay, all right. Thought she was coming in again. Which I told my kids, it's all good. If she needs to come in, just let her go. Otherwise, she's going to be crying and whining. And it's like, you know, I'd rather my daughter just come in, tell me what she needs, and then say goodbye. But it is what it is. It happens. We're going to stick another little screw in there just because we can. All right. Dust and scratches. Dust and scratches. So over here, we kind of had the bullet flying out of the ejection port and a little bit of, hold on, let me show you. A little bit of that kind of motion effect on the chamber there. But over here, I didn't do that, which, you know, you don't have to do it all the time, but I only have 3 bullets flying though. This one's got 4. I'll probably do another one up here. I feel like we should do another bullet. So let's go ahead and add another bullet. This one, changing the direction a little bit. So let's go. I think that might all be black. Something like that. Just a little bit more. It's a submachine gun. It's shooting a little bit more bullets than the 9 milli. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the dust and scratches, I think, sell it a little bit more because, you know, it's like metal. It ain't going to be perfect. It ain't going to be perfect. Just like little stuff here and there. If you look at what's his name, Trevor Scott. Is it Trevor Scott? He would ink Jim Lee every now and then and do a really cool job. It's not Trevor Scott, I think. Hold on. He did. Crap. I don't have my phone. He did brass. It might be Trevor Scott. I'm blanking on the name, but he would ink Jim Lee, and the detail and the coolness that he'd add to weapons was just like awesome. So, but look up the comic book Brass from Image Comics, and whoever did that, that's his stuff, man. That's his work. He does some really good stuff. He's a good artist himself, so I think he actually illustrated that book. But who else could it be? If it wasn't Trevor Scott, it could have been. I hate that. I forget his name. I guess I could look it up on my computer. I'm going to look it up on my computer. Nobody in the chat is dropping it, so I'm going to look it up because it's going to bug me. It's going to bug me. Here we go. Come on. Richard Bennett. There you go. Richard Bennett. All right. It wasn't Trevor Scott. Richard Bennett. Look up some of Richard Bennett's inks. Okay. So okay. Aaron Weinsfield. We just talked about him on the first video. He does some awesome stuff. He did Team 7, and I really dug his art. And this kind of reminded me of it. It's just that very heavy cross-hatching stuff. But Richard Bennett, when he inks, yeah, you got to check out Brass if you haven't seen that from Image Comics. But I wonder if he worked with him on the Wolverine Deathblow crossover. That looks phenomenal. Anywho, we'll have to look at that book. I own that. I need to bust it back out and check that out. That was a good comic. That was fun. Anywho, let's see what time it is. 5:03. It's 5:03. Okay. Okay. I really want to start inking this area, but we got the gun done. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work on this submachine gun here. We got that done. So, but it's getting close to closing time here. So let me hone in on this stuff real quick. I'm going to finish this off. Close this up. Kind of little details just kind of creeping in over there. I got to figure out how I'm going to handle that side. Okay, but anywho, it's good to set little goals. You know what I mean? I said I think this whole piece is probably going to be 5 more hours. So I did an hour and a half, and then I just added another 44 minutes. So that is 2 hours and 15 minutes so far. So I'm going to try and keep track, see how close I am. If it's going to be 6.5 hours until I'm fully done this piece, we'll see. Maybe not that much, but we shall see. Anywho, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will be working on this for a bit in the coming days. This is the last remaining piece, not including the one comic I have to mail, but I need someone's address first before I mail it. This is the last remaining piece from the Shadow Sentry Origins campaign. So once this is done, I'm totally done fulfillment, which is awesome. So until next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to draw one more line, and then I'm out of here. Got to go to get these kids some dinner, and then we're going to go to basketball practice. Okay, there we go. submachine gun down, retractable stock. I might throw in some more dust and scratches and maybe a little more black. I don't know. I like maybe a little more black on my guns. Maybe a little strip up there. I don't know. We'll see. To be determined. But here you go. That's where I'm at so far. I got this done this morning. Bam. And then I got to do some more down here. And then his leg. Lots more fun stuff. There's a robot here. Lots of fun stuff to do. All right, guys. It's been cool. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay tuned. Peace. Oh, now I got 4 people watching. Hey, what's up, 4 people? Now I'm closing out the stream. But go back to the beginning and check it out. And check out the video I did earlier. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Sorry, guys, I'm leaving. Look, there's 5 now. You're coming in and I'm leaving. I'm sorry, guys. Primal 1, this looks amazing. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I got to run, but I will be doing this more. Again, I got a lot more hours to put in on this commission, the last one of the Shadow Sentry Origins campaign. So, anywho, keep tuning in. Till the next time. All right, guys. Peace.